Hey everyone, and welcome to another episode of Pedagogy in Practice. This week we're going to be talking about quick checks and how we can use quick checks as a formative assessment to help our students learn and also to promote academic integrity in our classes. Now, before we think about how we can use quick checks in our teaching, we want to think about the why. So one of the great ways that we can use quick checks is to help us promote academic integrity. In the fall, I published this infographic in this short video on research-based ways that we can promote academic integrity in our own courses. And one strategy that stood out was the power of integrating formative assessments. So formative assessments help to promote academic integrity because it allowed students the opportunity to frequently and in low-stakes ways show what they were learning throughout the course. And an added bonus was that it also, research shows, helps to improve student learning. So when we're thinking about how we can integrate formative assessments in our class, quick checks is a really great strategy to do that. Really quickly, the difference between formative and summative assessments is formative assessments really help students learn. They help students practice. And summative assessments are used to assess student performance. So it's used to see how much students have learned, but not necessarily to help them learn. And so when we're thinking about designing our courses, the more that we can integrate formative assessments that allow us to gauge student learning, but to also help promote student learning through the use of feedback and frequent opportunities for immediate feedback on student learning, the more that we can help promote student learning in our classes and also help promote academic integrity. All right, so now that we know how formative assessments can help us promote student learning and academic integrity in our courses, we can dive into how we can actually use it and create formative assessments through the use of quick checks in design tools. So some of you may already be familiar about how to use this, but I'm just going to go ahead and show you an example from a workshop that I co-teach with Matt. So if we go to embed your video page, you can see here that I have added quick checks. So this is what like for a student. When they get to a page, it'll say quick check. And there will be this little button that says answer quick check to proceed. So they won't be able to go to the next page until they've clicked next. Until they've clicked the right answer. So here I can say I know how to embed videos in Canvas. And what I did was I said I provided this feedback. So the feedback provides students an opportunity to, or in this case faculty, to watch this video. And since they know how to embed videos, there's a special trick that might be a little bit more advanced at 1:50 if they want to watch. And you can see when you answer correctly, you get the next button. Alternatively, if a person wrote the wrong answer, it would say we could provide different feedback. So it shows up in red. And if I had done that first, I wouldn't be able to proceed to the next page. It says no worries, and then there's a video that they could watch where they could get the correct answer. So that's what it looks like, the end product. And I can now walk us through how to create our own quick check. So when I go in to edit the page, I'll scroll down to wherever I want to add the quick check, and I'll just put my cursor right there. Now when I launch Design Tools, I'm going to need to make sure that I have turned on quick checks. They're an advanced feature that aren't automatically on in Design Tools. So here we go. In Design Tools, if I click on this little settings, this gear icon button in the upper right-hand corner, I can see all the different tools that I can turn on in Design Tools. So if I scroll down to the Add Advanced Elements, I can toggle quick checks on or quick checks off. So if yours is off, make sure you turn it on, you get this green little check, and that means you'll then be able to add a quick check. So once I've done that, then I'll go to this menu right here where it says Add Advanced Elements. And now I see quick checks as an option. I'm going to double check that I have my cursor where I want it to go. Oops. That is going to put a quick check in a quick check. We don't need to do that. So what I'll do is I'll put a quick check up here. We can add multiple quick checks to a page. So my cursor is right here. I'm going to click quick check, and we can add it as a block or we can add it at the cursor. I'm going to just go ahead and add at cursor. And now we see here the quick check, and I can type in my question. How do you add a quick check? And I can type answer A, could be with design tools. And then this is where I don't want to forget about the feedback. One of the best things about quick checks is that you can provide automatic feedback to students. So maybe I want to say correct. You're ready to move on to the next module. And now notice that this is the correct answer, but it's red. That's because I haven't selected a correct answer. So to select the correct answer, I need to click the check mark, and then it'll show up green. And then I can add my second answer here with words. And then I can type in feedback. So I can say, try again, or I could add a link or a short video. Tutorial on where to find quick checks. And this is a really great opportunity for us to provide that just-in-time learning for students. Now, if we want to add more answers, we can always add an answer, and you see here now there's 3 answers. And then you just click save. And I've added my new quick check. And that's all there is to it. I hope that helps and you find it useful. Thanks, everybody. Bye.